persuasion out there at the door, including myself, or come in here and try to put something together. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to do this kind of stuff. We just have to do it. And I think it's a good idea that folks turned out tonight and turn out again. I mean, some of this stuff, you can watch grass grow sometimes. It's more interesting than paying bills, but we're at a point with this master plan that I think is very important, and we should do it. I've done it too many times, and all it does is end up on the shelf. Yes?
Regarding Drew's sentiment that one of the main thoughts behind putting this plan together was to keep things as much as they are as possible, I think the fact that that message didn't really come out from those of us reading the plan is why everybody was so worked up, because everybody pretty much likes things the way they are. So some statement early on in the plan ought to echo what Drew said, saying the idea is, but we like it, we like things the way we are, we're happy, and it's our intent to keep them as close to that as we can.
That's true. But we do what we can do. I mean, that's, we're also limited by funding. If we wanted to go all over and print all kinds of stuff, we could do that. I'm sorry, you can hear me better now? That's what we'll do, but we don't have the money to do that. And I'll tell you the truth, like I tried to point out here, with this $130,000, those are 2 checks. When I would say 2 years ago, 1 check was more than that. So what do you do when you get the rest of the bill? I'm just going off a little bit because the budget is about 2 weeks from being put together, starting to be put together, and I just shudder at what it's going to be like. I mean, our hospitalization going up 19%, work we count 14%. These people don't know nothing, but, and you know what? We'll go somewhere else. Go. They're glad to get rid of you. I mean, I just don't understand business anymore. It's just ridiculous. Yes.
This is my last comment, being rash, but I want to say something that really concerns me. Since our whole, when you look at the macro, the whole economy, if you're not scared here, you don't know what's going on here. Everything is in flux, and things aren't looking so good on a global scale, for heaven's sakes. And when you think back to the last giant collapse this country had, so many solutions were organic. Both my parents were exceedingly poor, and but their mothers, they lost their fathers, but their mothers kept things going organically. When people needed a home, the government didn't come in and build affordable housing. What happened was they had some money. They hired a local carpenter. They built an extra bedroom. People came in. The solutions were organic, and they exponentiated good benefit because the government was there. People survived because the government wasn't there. People took people into their homes. Both of my grandmothers survived because one of them had 1 boarder, one of them had 2. They became extended families. They didn't destroy the organic business of local carpenters, people who around here, and local tradesmen who do not get benefits. They work for themselves, they're saving for their retirement. So there are so many people here that have rooms to let, apartments to let, and I mentioned this phrase yesterday, but when I hear affordable housing, once again, I hear the public sector going into competition with the organic solutions of the private sector, which is teetering on extinction. So many things that sound, they have, they have piety myths, this built into the words. But I'm hoping that I don't see the words affordable housing in this plan, because I'm seeing a lot of friends of mine in trouble and a lot of organic solutions stomped on by social engineering abstractions. Thank you.
I'm sure all these things been written down last night. I appreciate it again here tonight. But you will know when we have a workshop.
Thank you.
And I have no problem. I want all the help I can get. I mean, if I can spread the blame around, God help you. So that basically how I've done things for the last 33 years. Everybody, I don't think there's too many people, if you are to have an agenda of their own, that can say that I didn't listen to you or at least get back to you. You may not like what I tell you sometimes, but there's things you might not know either. One thing, we're just about broke, if that's what you want to know. I mean, so I gotta do what we have to do here. We can't. I don't come from a rich family. I'm first generation German, if you want to say it, in the United States. My mother and father were born in Europe. They weren't born here. And if my father was alive, he'd probably be doing a lot of things that I wouldn't want him to do. But anyway, that's... Yes, Charlie. I knew you couldn't sit there all night, but I was saying something.
I thought we had a healthy reserve fund.
We have capital reserve funds, but they are written up for specific uses. I just can't take that money and say lower taxes. I mean, they're written up for the landfill, they're written up for the highway, they're written up for that. We've done that through the years. We do have healthy, but it's sort of tied up.
It's all a portion.
It's like having your own personal money in a 5-year CD. Even worse, because you got to use it for that. And that was done when unexpended balances were unexpended balances, and we would spread them around different town boards that I was on and put them where we thought we needed them.
So if a problem occurred in any one of those areas, we'd be able to...
We could take out of it, yes.
Right.
That's something that we can do budget-wise through creative financing, if you want to call it that, but I tell you where the bad part is with that. Other towns, one very close to us had a new supervisor about 8 years ago who was a friend of mine. We grew up together. I'm not going to tell you who it is. He lowered the taxes. I said, how the hell you do that? Oh, man, they got all this money in capital reserve accounts. Well, we need that. 2 years later, they had a double-digit increase because it's like a little pick up the slack thing. And, yeah, there's different thoughts about that, but mine is if you have the extra money, put it somewhere. Back then, we used to get 3-4%. Now, 0.04, I think, which you might just as well save the postage. That's probably what they're going to charge us next, is send us a letter. And you know that, everybody that's got their own stuff going, it's horrible. I can't really believe that the country is this screwed up. Anybody else want to brighten the day here?
No, I just wonder, you're saying that we're broke, and it's very understandable, everybody's broke. But I thought, well, many people except for the very rich are broke. But I thought one of the reasons to do this master plan was so that you could go out and get grants. Wasn't that one of the reasons to make it?
That's what I want to try to do, yes.
Okay.
But you just don't go out there and you're guaranteed the grant. You've got to have, and especially now the way other towns are in the same boat we are. You know, the competition for these grants are fierce. And I'm not talking about grants to study butterflies or anything. I'm talking about putting roofs on some of these buildings. I'm talking about maybe going into some solar panels here to cut down on the electric bill, that sort of thing. I mean, it isn't anything that, you know, that's black and white, what you need and what you don't need. And hopefully it works. I don't know. Like I said last night, just because we have a master plan doesn't guarantee the fact that you're going to get a grant. I mean, I got an email today, and then I border on fraud for what I said. Well, I don't agree with all that nonsense, but, you know, there's people that just don't see eye to eye the way other people see. So you got to deal with all that. All I want to do is live happy and leave me alone. You know, and I don't think there's anybody in here that doesn't have that same philosophy. To run your business, let me make money, I work for it, and that's that. No, we got